was a guy accused of hitting a girl, and you got to remember when you're a public defender, people have to, listeners have to understand, you don't get to pick your cases, right? You got to deal with anything that comes to the door, and you have to do your job.
And nobody.
You're not allowed to lie.
Other people
but you
said they
have
don't
to,
want those already.
Yeah, and everybody's trying to get off those. So I mean, really learn how to be a litigator, right? So, I guess in the fight, there was blood on her lip, right? But in the pictures, it was like a cut that bled a lot, right? Still, she got hit in the lip. So I remember the defense was that, and it wasn't just a one-way thing. They were fighting. The two of them were like going at each other pretty heavy, you know? So the only defense we had is that potentially, like, it was arm swaying, you know, he wasn't intentionally, they were all trying to defend themselves. It was just a melee, right? So I go and I'm going through the jury and we're doing the chart, you know, the jury chart where we're trying to go through. And I'm like, I like juror 4. And Jackie's like, dude, he's a doctor. Why do you want to put the doctor on? Like, because normally in the cases like that, you don't want to have a doctor on the panel, you know? I'm like, well, the doctor, this is my theory. I'm like, the doctor will be good because there's a lot of blood in this picture. So, like, if a doctor looks at it, he's not going to be so spooked by blood. He might say, you know, that little cut can bleed like that too, so it would benefit. And she looks at me and she goes, okay, you think? I'm like, I think.
Overthink is
Literally, the trial is a shit show, right? It literally becomes, all the witnesses are fucking crazy. She's crazy, he's crazy. So we get in the end, and like, there was also like a resisting charge. Like, he ran from the like 20 cops, and I managed to convince the jury that he didn't hear them. I'm like, dude, did you have your side? The cop, like, did you have the siren on? They're like, what, dude? It was fucking the whole force chasing him. I'm like, yeah, well, you know, did you make announcements? Did you announce your presence? You know? So
I'm sorry, he was drunk.
Yeah. So they come back not guilty on the fleeing, all right? Not guilty on this, guilty on the battery. Battery is just the hitting, right?
The blood.
Just a misdemeanor battery?
So it
Doctor
was
convinced
a
us.
misdemeanor, right? And I go, shit, right? So then in the end, the jury always, the judge says, if you'd like to stay after the verdict, you'd like to stay and talk with the lawyers, now is your opportunity to do it. Because, you know, as lawyers, you're not allowed to talk to jurors while this is going on at all. Like, you can't even really make eye
Afterward,
contact.
unless they want to.
Right,
Yeah.
afterwards, right?
If they want to.
Right, so they all wait to talk to me, right? All of them. I'm like, fuck. So I'm like, hey, and they're like, listen, this is what they say. We just want to let you know, like, we loved you. We thought you did great. We wanted to give you the not guilty across, but the doctor fucked you. I'm like, what do you mean? I'm like, oh, the doctor fucked me great. Jackie's like, huh, the doctor, huh? And I'm like, dude, like, what happened with the doctor? And she's like, well, the doctor just looked, we were looking at all the pictures, and we're like, it could be like a defensive thing. It's a small cut, and the doctor's like, no, this woman was battered.